All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
BoJack Horseman, Season 2, Episode 12. Holy shit, that last episode is uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is the season finale. And last time we had a season finale, we kind of set up the stage for the next season.
Yep.
I think they might repeat that formula here.
Probably.
Although we do have a few lingering plot lines that need to be addressed, because the last episode was more about how BoJack just kind of fucked up his final past relationship.
Yeah.
So that's that.
That's that whole thing.
That's that whole thing. But the movie exists, and the show must go on.
Right.
And yet you have sunk really low.
You have.
And
but hey, Diane's right there with you. 4 more
yeah,
months at your house.
And I'll tell you, Princess Carolyn is a great treasure digger. She'll find something valuable in there.
You know, that is a good point.
That's why Princess Carolyn is goated.
If there's one constant we can rely on in this universe, it's, well, two. Todd and Princess Carolyn.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. The two houses.
Oh.
Look alive, bright eyes! It's the morning, and somebody loves you. Right back at you, buddy.
Oh my God, he's there!
What is my favorite kind of berry?
Barry Bostwick.
Raspberry? I'm so sorry. The correct answer, of course, was
Trying to
Barry
spend time
Bostwick.
with him.
How was I supposed to know that?
He also liked Frankenberry.
We also would have accepted Frankenberry. Diane, if you're watching this, I love you, and I know you're doing great things.
Oh, Spot. Oh.
Hey.
Hey, you're still here?
Wow, nice.
Yep.
That was brilliant.
Still here.
Yeah, still trucking.
Ow!
Yep.
Stop it!
Wake up, Captain Dumbshit. I've been trying to get in touch with you for 2 months.
Ow, okay, I'm awake. Ah!
That's right, a hero.
Oh my
Or is it
God.
pronounced gyro? I just call them subs. Anyway, enjoy the sandwich. You're a great man. Welcome to the BoJack Horseman Orphanage. Or as we call it, the BoJack Horsefanage.
You
Oh,
cannot
yeah.
call it that. A, because I am not a great man. And B, because that is a really stupid
Kid
name.
hugging his leg.
The name was Molly's idea.
BoJack's a very kind fellow. BoJack's a very kind fellow. BoJack's a very kind fellow. He gave us a place to live.
Thank you for that lovely song. But I'm not a good person. Life is just... What am I saying? I have to tell you how hard life is. You're the ones with the dead parents.
My parents are dead?
No, not necessarily. Maybe they just didn't want you.
Oh my God.
My point is, I don't understand how people live. It's amazing to me that people wake up every morning and say, yeah, another day, let's do it.
I'd like you to join me on the high seas as my number 2. And I don't mean that kind of number 2.
What? Number 2? How do you do that?
Look, I'm sorry I bailed in the middle of production. If there's anything I
Only
can do.
50
Do
grand.
what do? Movie's finished. We fixed the whole thing in post.
Really?
Really?
When people see what you do in this
Wow,
movie,
this is
they're
what's
gonna
happening,
storm Daniel
like,
Day-Lewis's
right
house,
now.
slap him out into the
This was
street, and
years
shoot
ago.
him in the head. That's how good your performance is. It's gonna make
This is
Daniel Day-Lewis look
8
like
years
shit.
ago.
They're gonna hate Daniel Day-Lewis.
But it's not my performance.
Explain that to the widow Day-Lewis.
Oh, can we just freeze in this moment for a second? I just want to remember this instant where for once in my life, everything was going.
Hold that thought.
What is it?
My wife and I are going to the ballet tonight, and there's a real ish with the restaurant.
This is the wife you're divorcing, right?
Well, you know how it is. You say you want a divorce, and she says, no, we can make this work.
We've been sleeping together for 3 months. We're about to start a company together.
None of that has to change. I am definitely going to divorce her.
Oh my God.
Hey.
He's actually cleaning up the place.
I'm just here to pick up some stuff. I'm going away for a while.
Oh. Where?
The Giggle Ship. It's the comedy cruise line People magazine once called a comedy cruise line.
How was your graduation
go.
show?
It was 2 months ago. You missed it.
Sorry.
No, you're not. Do you remember the morning after my first night here? I was so happy to have a place to stay that I made pancakes. And you kept eating them, so I kept making them, and then you got mad at me for letting you eat so many pancakes. And when you woke up, you said, thanks for the pancakes. Now, get out of my house.
I don't remember any of that.
I'm finally moving out, just like you wanted.
Good.
Damn.
Honestly, you'll probably be better off without me.
Yeah, but we had some good times, though, right?
Did we?
I hope you can find a way to be happy, BoJack. I really do.
Yeah, okay.
He
Hey,
does.
Todd.
He's already gone.
Good.
Yeah.
Why are you helping me?
Because my life is a mess
Yep,
right now.
yep.
And I compulsively take
Oh!
care of other people when I don't know how to take care of myself.
Oh, she admits it. Okay, cool.
We've arrived at your living quarters.
Wow. No more couch sleeping for this guy. He gets a mattress.
That's the spirit. And you can use improv to make this room anything you want it to be. My cabin is exactly like yours.
We have an announcement. Guys, we have an announcement.
What's going on?
Mr. Witherspoon's in the hospital.
He had a stroke.
Oh.
Well, you know what you rat bastards can stroke? My big, hairy...
Well, we burned that bridge.
Hey, Brian, what's going on here?
He refused to scrub the floors.
Oh, Brian. Please. My knees were cramping, so I needed to stand. But I'm real good at cleaning windows. Look!
That's solid space work.
Ow.
Brian, don't worry. I'm gonna go to Copernicus and get this sorted out. Whoa.
Yep.
101 butt jokes?
It's all a lie.
Normally, I'd make a perfectly timed butt joke here, but as you can see, I don't have my book. Oh, guards! Take this subversive to the yes-and room.
No, just wait till you see my TripAdvisor. This cruise is getting 3 stars because I have very mixed feelings about it.
Carolyn, we are free.
Yeah.
Real quick, kiss me once, then kiss me twice.
I don't want to do that anymore.
I told you we can make this work.
No, I don't want...
Carolyn, you're a single woman in your 40s. Can you really afford to be picky?
Whoa.
This is what you get, and if you're holding out for something better, well, I hate to break it to you, but you're gonna be alone for a long time.
I'm not afraid of being alone. And you might want to find someplace else to work because you're not coming with me.
Carolyn!
My name is Princess Carolyn.
That's right. You have that devilish smile.
You know Anna Spanakopita?
Hello.
They call her the Oscar Whisperer.
Anna Spanakopita, big fan.
Thank you. It's
I
always...
meant you are going to be a big fan of me because I am going to win you an Oscar. You have any weird history with Kelly Ripa I should know about?
No. Well, define weird.
You look doughy. Do you run? Cardio? Anything?
I mean, occasionally.
Our research shows America likes to think they know you,
Yeah.
and then they like learning more about you. But at a certain point, they pass a threshold where they actually know you, and then they find you weird and off-putting.
Are you saying that nobody who really knows me could ever love me?
No. Not nobody, no.
No, of course not.
What am I doing here?
Sextina, hi! Thanks for meeting me here. I'm really excited to be working with you.
Listen, Church, if you gon' tweet for Sextina Aquafina, you need to capture the essence of my personal brand, okay? All upper caps, no punctuation, lots of cryptic bullshit about the Illuminati.
Hey, thank you so much. You people are the real stars.
Oh. Huh? Oh, shit.
Hello?
Hey, Diane.
Hey.
So, how's Cordovia?
It's hard.
The batteries in the remote died.
Did you check the junk drawer?
Yeah, I looked in the junk drawer. I think I'm just gonna take him out of the smoke detector. I think maybe you should get back here so you can help me find the batteries.
Yeah?
I know you're doing important work, and it's a long way to travel.
It says if I leave immediately, I can still make it home tonight.
That sounds great.
I love you.
I love you too, Diane. You know, it's the funniest
I
thing.
saw your
There was a
doppelganger.
woman in this restaurant who looks just like you.
I guess I just have one of those faces.
Oh, that was so sweet.
That was so
My
sweet.
heart was...
Todd, it's me, BoJack.
BoJack?
Todd, I'm getting you out of here.
I can't leave. I need to take suggestions.
Okay, well, here's a suggestion. Your name is Todd. You're 24, you live on my couch, and you've always seen the good in me.
Oh! Wait. This is the equivalent.
Let's Let's
All right, yeah.
I'm afraid that getting out of here is not an option.
Oh, you've seen too much.
Well, what the hell are you gonna do about it?
Stop you with these.
Oh no. Don't do anything crazy, guys.
You can't be serious.
Especially not when I have this smoke bomb. Kapow!
I've lost them. Where did they go?
Seriously?
Now feel the wrath of my flamethrower.
Too bad we're wearing sunscreen with SPF 1,000,000, which protects against.
Oh, I hit you. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
You didn't.
There's literally nothing happening to you.
You don't understand. If you die in improv, you die in real life.
Oh, so stupid. Fine. I guess I have a guard killing machine. Beep, boop, beep.
No! I have a wife and children. Well, they're improvised, but they're real to me.
Yeah.
Wait,
Set up so well.
where are you going?
Sorry, improv is fun and great and everything, but you guys are really into improv. I'm gonna go with my friend.
Your friend? I didn't realize this man was your friend. Well then, by all means, go with him, Todd. But see, I thought this was the man who sabotaged your rock opera. Is this your friend, Todd?
It's more complicated than that.
Is it? We're your friends, Todd.
More than that. We're a family.
Hash browns. It was hash browns, not pancakes. The first morning you stayed with me, you kept making them and I kept eating them. And then I threw up in the pool and that made you throw up in the pool. And then I got mad at you for throwing up in my pool. But you said, I'll clean it up. And I remember when you said that, I don't have anywhere else to go because I felt good about myself. And I don't feel that way a lot. Letting you stay with me was the best thing I ever did.
Yes. Yes.
Because you're my best friend, Todd.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, if you just made all that up, that was some really game, recognized game.
Okay.
Lungs on fire.
Back to where we were at the beginning of season 2.
Ow! Crap! I hate this.
Oh, hey, you got to the top of the hill.
Yeah, by that bench. Or is
my
it
God.
that bench?
Oh my God.
It gets easier.
Huh?
Every day it gets a little easier.
This guy, yes!
Yeah.
Okay.
But you gotta do it every day.
Yes!
That's the hard part. But it does get easier.
True. Consistency.
Okay.
Wow! What the fuck? How the fuck did they do that after the last episode?
Oh! All right, this episode
God.
was a warm salve.
I
on a
needed this.
Very deep burn.
Oh my God.
The last episode was really rough, and now this one is giving us hope.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that we know what this show has to say about hope.
Yeah.
Hope, no. So the fact that this is being given here is a nice little, it's a dry spell in a stormy week.
Sure.
But this is big progress, not necessarily for BoJack as much as it is for Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter, Princess Carolyn, but then also just in the way in which BoJack is willing to rely on Todd here, because Todd is actually the person that's been there for him through it all. Because, you've been doing him a solid, even though it's the bare minimum, and in some ways it's a bit of a negative at times.
Oh, yeah.
But you've been letting him stay at your place all this time. And yes, you've been abusive and treating him like shit and all that other stuff there. But you don't necessarily deserve Todd. But Todd decided, you know what, you're worth it. A little bit here. So, this is really cool.
This was absolutely beautiful. It was everything I could have wanted, especially after that last episode.
Yeah,
this
last episode was rough.
This does so much for my like feelings
health.
of just emotional security with this show, because I feel like
it won't last.
No, right, but the not that it would have to last,
right?
But I feel like there can be this notion that because something is like dark, that means it's good, right? Because it's depressing, that means it's like deep or something, and it can there's a fine line between being real and being edgy, and I feel like, and even if it wouldn't have been edgy for the rest of the show with the kind of stuff that they would get into, it's possible for it to just be too much, right? Like for me personally,
See,
you know,
that's I think a thing where you're getting a bit into the weeds of objective versus your subjective tastes in regards to the things that you like. Because
no, of course I'm talking about subjective.
No,
Yeah,
I know, but the thing I think is really good here is that like we got the hope after the despair, right?
No, exactly. Yeah. Because this show is still about the journeys towards progress for these very dysfunctional people. That's still the same, right? Even if we have something where BoJack royally fucks up like he did in the last episode, we will still have, we can still have points where, okay, hey, the status quo will be reset to some degree. He'll be able to have that runner guy go past him and be like, hey, well, it's hard, but it gets easier every day, and that's why you need to do it every day. Things like that. We can have stuff like Mr. Peanut Butter seeing Diane at a restaurant and just immediately calling her and being like, hey, how are things in Cordovia? I really wish you were here.
Right.
Like,
the way in which he's essentially saying, hey, you're forgiven for whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. And you don't need to tell me
don't
why
need to
or
tell me.
anything.
Yeah. Does she deserve that? No, it doesn't really matter. The point
Nope.
is that this is what Mr. Peanut Butter wants.
Exactly.
So he initiates.
Yep.
BoJack doesn't necessarily deserve Todd.
Nope.
But you know what? This is what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
And that idea that regardless of what the past is, right, it's about what you decide. So here you go. Right? That is the hope, BoJack. That is the way that you can know that you can actually change, because it can happen at any time, right? Like, even though you've got a lot of very, very deep grooves and habits that you've built over the years, sometimes it takes 30 years to have the one day where it all changes, right?
Yeah, because it's not going to happen in one day. It literally changes over the course of a long period of time of doing things every day and making those little decisions and stuff. So, yeah, like that's the whole thing with the guy at the end there, is that it's going to be done every single day.
No, right, absolutely. But the idea that you could have the points where, like, say you're like, oh, in BoJack's case, I want to change, right? And once he actually makes the real, actual, literal decision to change, yes, he's going to have to walk that out every day, right?
Yeah.
But it might don't discount the time that it took to get you to the point where you could actually have that be a true decision, rather than just something you vaguely pine over, or beat yourself up over because you're not changing even though you want to, right?
I'm lost how that has. I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Okay, well, that's fine. But I adored this episode. I think it was perfectly placed, and I feel like I don't have much of an idea of exactly what season 3 is going to be, in the way that I might have expected. And I guess we have the movie tour and things like that.
Well, it's big. It's the idea that this is the year of Secretariat. The movie is done super well. It's going to give success for BoJack. It's going to be another distraction. It's going to be a thing like season 2, where it's hey, BoJack, here's some success, but it's drawing the line really strongly in the dirt, in the sand here of, this was not you. People are going to celebrate the things that aren't you because they don't actually like you. You are not a likable person right now. You need to change that in order to be worthy of even being put into the final cut of the movie,
right,
so to speak.
And you could even say that that's both like a good thing and a bad thing, because on the one hand, if it's not based on anything that you're doing, then you can't actually have your pride get wrapped up in it, which could then cause the problems that BoJack has had in the past. It's still something that will inflate his ego, and he could absolutely still, like, it could still feed all his bad tendencies because he's getting attention and adoration, right? But with regards to how he really thinks of himself, he will know this has nothing to do with what I did, right? Like, it kind of does, because I was there for the movie for a decent bit of it, right? But
yeah, I think this is going to be a same kind of thing, another distraction, another thing that's going to give him a thing that'll feed his ego and push him a little bit further down towards things being put into a situation where he'll then have to go through this recycle again here. The difference is that he's going to, at the very least, have some renewed connection with Todd. And Todd is invaluable. Todd is like the X factor in a show that's a hard character drama. Todd breaks all the rules of this show in every single way. The plot and everything warps reality and bends around him to make it a comedy when it's not a comedy at times, and then make it a drama when it's a comedy. So Todd being on your side, BoJack, in both a meta, silly way in what I'm talking about here, but also as a friend, as a person that will be around you, that you're not going to be trying to, use sexually or emotionally or any of these other things. At the very least, you're going to maybe beat them up because you want to beat yourself up a little bit, and so your self-hatred might get projected out to him through the stuff that you've done in the last 2 seasons. But if you build an actual relationship with him, if you let yourself be just with him in connection and in vulnerability and share kind of things with him, Todd's going to grow and mature a little bit from that. But also, you'll then be someone that will be able to help Todd in ways that will matter so much and is going to give you so much feeling of fulfillment. I'm really excited for the Todd BoJack relationship specifically. Yes. I'm worried about the movie. It is something that is timely in terms of the subject matter culturally, but I think it is another example of the, hey, we need you, BoJack, to be kind of used in this way and to kind of puff you up in this specific way so that we can keep doing this thing here. But it's hollow and thus not going to bring him happiness, not going to bring him
because that's not something that could bring you
needs.
happiness or fulfillment in the first place anyways, because you got to figure out your internals. And the idea that, the relationship with Todd is where we got that, like, measurable, concrete progress being made, not just a reset to the status quo. I am very excited to see that because it straight up just, like, it won't fit if they have it go on the way it always has been, other than the maybe old habits die hard, right? But, like...
Well, the other characters can change, but if BoJack stays the same...
With regards to Todd is what I'm talking about.
Sorry.
His dynamic with Todd, right? Like, even if there are moments where it's similar, it's going to be because it's the, oh shit, I'm used to doing things this way. Okay, but I think even BoJack might catch himself.
What ways are you talking about? It's not going to work if it stays the same. I'm a little bit lost. Are you talking like from a meta standpoint in the story?
Yeah, like from a meta standpoint in the story.
Okay.
Like if it does continue on with their previous dynamic, it will actually just feel off.
No,
and
you're
I
right,
could absolutely see it being something where BoJack, like at the closest to that it gets, is that BoJack keeps doing it for a little bit because old habits die hard. But then I could see he himself catching it where it's the, no, I'm sorry, Todd, I shouldn't have been talking to you that way, or something like that.
Right, okay. So you're talking not just meta way, you're also talking about the character dynamic kind of way as well. Like,
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
With regards to the character dynamic, because we went back to the status quo. There were a lot of things that we had to go through in order to get here, which adds additional richness to the way that the characters appreciate the status quo and maybe ways in which they've gotten closer to each other and things like that, right? Like at this point in particular, although we did have the bit with the fight, but even more so now, this is where I would say, like, say Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter's marriage is like rock solid, right?
Okay.
Because they've gone through this whole thing, right? And now it's the, they know they really love each other. They are going to be like this through thick and thin. That's going to be a constant. They can't just get rid of that. I mean, they could, but they're not going to,
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think that this is progress. I if anything, am really excited in that the progress, if anything, came about because of people making concerted efforts, not because it's going to mean anything crazy in the long term. It's an imbalanced situation still on all ends here.
Yes, absolutely.
Carolyn lost the potential connection and relationship that she was going to have because she could sense the imbalance was going to tip in a way that was very much a way that was going to be using her. So she cut that off really quickly.
And
Mr. Peanut Butter noticed because she just fucked up and went to a place that was really dumb to go to if she's trying to keep a secret here. But maybe she wanted to be found. I don't know.
Who knows?
The point is that him finding her here and making this effort is something that is not necessarily going to make their relationship entirely better. It's just a thing of him saying, hey, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm happy that you'll just be back here. We're going to have to address still at some point what happened.
Absolutely.
And I still think that their relationship is based on a lot of unresolved things and issues. So
Sure.
I don't think that this is some monumental progress here. If anything, it's like you're saying, it's resetting the status quo back to a point where it was before, where it's the, hey, Diane, you fucked it up, but Mr. Peanut Butter's okay with going back and having a do-over here.
Right.
Let's just redo this situation, and I'm giving you the undo button app. I press the button. There you go. Exactly what she wanted, basically.
All of the characters got a little miracle here.
They did, exactly.
Right? Like,
which is
Diane got it because Mr. Peanut Butter happened to be there, and he does the awesome Mr. Peanut Butter golden retriever thing, right? And then BoJack got the little miracle in that, well, for one,
he's not getting sued.
He's not getting sued. He has the whole thing with his career, but also the huge fuck up from the previous episode was in a whole other state, so that hopefully he can actually, like, you know, work on improving himself rather than being crushed under the weight of past deeds, because that is absolutely the level of a mistake where that would 100% happen.
Yep.
And Todd, well, hey, he got to have BoJack save him when he was on the Giggle ship.
Yeah. So many of this was, so many of the things here were basically like you're saying, they're a little impossible that happened here. People were larger than life and bigger than they ever really would be expected to be.
Yep.
But because they were able to be the best versions of themselves in these moments here, they're able to move forward with hope and stuff. But I am feeling that ominous thing of where it's the, hey, from one perspective, the old guy who's like, but you have to do it every day. There's an element of that where it's like, okay, cool, it's the little victories like we were talking about.
Yeah, you got one day.
Previous thing, but that's just one day.
Yep.
It's an everyday thing.
Hence why there's 4 seasons still. You know?
Exactly.
And you will absolutely still have low moments where, right, like, you know, where you think like, oh shit, I haven't made any progress because I've, you know, I'm now in this huge, you know, pit and all that stuff. But that's why the, you know, one day thing is so important, because at any day you can decide, you know what, like you don't have to tie yourself to the things that you have done.
Right.
You know, even if you say stop running for a while, right? Any day could be the day where you start running again.
Oh, that's
Any
so
day
good.
could be the day where Diane runs into Mr. Peanut Butter.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm really, really excited about the BoJack stops running kind of analogy playing out in season 3, because if it is something where this is a big step of meaningful progress for him, what not running anymore looks like for him is what he was doing this episode, cleaning his house. It's him basically sitting there, nobody's watching, nobody cares. This is just him taking care of his own shit. I liked the bit that Todd kind of came back and was like, oh, hey, it's been a while. Kind of grabs his stuff and is like, I'm going on my thing here. And they had their little kind of memory lane moment here, but it was awkward and painful because...
And I'm glad that Todd wasn't taking any of BoJack's shit there, right? He's like, no, you're not. Like, and there was no bite to it. It's just a, be real. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, if BoJack's willing to start taking care of his own shit, and it's not just because some TV person said, hey, people will like you more if you lose the doughiness a bit.
Right.
You know, it's the kind of thing where, hey, use that to launch you. Use that to get you get yourself moving here.
To start running and, you know,
but
work on fixing that motivation.
Right, but you got
when
to
you're in
find
the process.
something else that will motivate you and keep you going. Because motivation is a drug to chase. Don't chase motivation. It is fleeting. It is.
At the end of the day, it's like. It is. You want to set yourself up to be motivated, but it's a means to an end, right? And it is way easier to change direction when you're moving than when you're staying still.
Yeah, I mean, we saw BoJack in the beginning of season 2 running the high of motivation on the, like, I am super positive and I'm going to always be doing the things this way and hell yeah, let's go. No.
Yeah.
Take this relationship with Todd and go deep. Go deep on that.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much that can happen there. Yeah, all in all, a much less complex episode, I would say, than the previous one. So
Oh yeah,
not
because
as
that
much-
one was so messy.
not as much to discuss, but yeah, a really
such a delight.
Such a delight, yeah.
Yeah.
Such a happy, fun, exciting episode. And yeah, fuck the not Scientology improv cult thing with their giggle ship and their levels and the oh yes, I go here as well, and then I enter my mindscape here. I actually am curious because I've looked up some of the, going in and infiltrating Scientology videos and stuff like that. And I have seen some compound footage and stuff like that. And I do think that there is a little bit of that mental visualization kind of thing where it's hey, you're in this shitty little room here, and then you're actually like... So I'm wondering if that's actually something that they took inspiration for.
I would not be surprised. and the scary thing is that the reason that it works for Scientology's whole cult thing is in a lot of ways because that is a very helpful thing to be able to do, right? You don't want to be focusing on your shitty situation. You want to be focusing on how you can improve it and work on it and things like that. But at the same time, don't let someone stick you in a concrete hole with a bucket to shit in, right? Like,
ooh. Yeah, actually, is there something there with regards to the idea that they're focusing on a projected mental image of something that isn't actually real in the same way that the studio ended up taking a projected fake visual to color over the BoJack performance with something that
in the same way that
better enough that it's actually not real.
In the same way that they colored over the actual Secretariat thing, and that's the thing that's kind of crazy, is that even if say Secretariat movie is absolutely dishonest, and I'm sure the fact that they don't tell that story causes damage in its own way because because of that whole thing, right? There were people who were very genuinely positively affected by this movie.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
I would not be surprised at all if, people that don't know that it's all fake and everything end up getting super inspired by it, and then, and they're like, all right, cool, and, they use it as motivation to do all kinds of awesome stuff or whatever.
I mean, you could say the same thing about any religion. It's you're deluding yourself into believing something is a certain way,
right?
And it might make you a better person.
Well, and
but yeah, like, eventually you need to move out of the kid shit and start actually looking at the way in which, you need something that is actually going to keep you grounded in who you are, not be a drip feed of motivation so that you stay brainwashed on the good shit.
Well, and that's where I would say probably one of the big differences between a religion and a cult would be what is the motivation being used for, right? Like, if it's like, even if it's just as much hogwash as like a cult or something like that, right? If it's something that you're choosing to believe in, then, well, there you go. It's that kind of automatically makes it a religion, right?
There's a
and then
great...
if you're you're not doing the kind of shit that the improv people were doing here,
right.
Oh,
just as much as there are like a list of things that make a cult, you can have a religion that has those exact same things, and you can also have another religion that has none of those things. In fact, that's probably some of my favorite things about religion, to rightly get into it here, is that there's actually a list of like, these are the things of how to know if you're in a cult, right? And a lot of these things you go, oh yeah, that actually ties pretty well to religion. But actually, in general, religion is way more vague than a cult usually is.
Yeah.
So you could have just a person practicing their spirituality or whatever that is, not hurting anybody, not in any kind of group, not looking to combine resources for some person's vision or what have you. There you go. Yeah, wonderful. And that's probably my favorite thing about the characters in this story that are the most like extreme in their personhood. Princess Carolyn and Peanut Butter, is that they actually embody two aspects of being so wholly devoted to their ideals. Like, Carolyn will absolutely win at work. She is devoted to winning, and she will not stop winning. But she is also compulsively trying to help and do things for other people that she shouldn't have to do.
And I love that they were upfront about commenting on that.
But if you think about it, Mr. Peanut Butter does the exact same thing. He is so much committed to being the best actor, someone that would be worthy enough to be compared to BoJack, but he compulsively tries to make everybody else happy without necessarily looking out for himself. So he'll do things that
Okay.
are maybe not wise, like just being like, hey, you know, I'm going to do the amazing thing here. Something that like moved my heart of being like, hey, Diane, I need you to come over here. I still think he needs to confront her about this.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
But
After that whole happens, there needs to be the talk of, oh, okay, I was able to do that awesome, but also there was a lot of very real hurt that came from realizing that you've been lying to me for 3 months and have just been doing whatever, right? And we're going to need to work through that shit.
Right. So there's a point where your thing, your belief, your religion, your faith, your devotion, your ideal, your focus, whatever it is, needs to be set aside for a second, and you need to have real conversation and connections about the things that matter. You can use an external thing or an internal thing to fuel you. That's fine. But in terms of the way that it affects the people around you, the way that they are affecting you, you need to have real, defined, understanding of how that works. So I think it's just really cool to see the way in which Mr. Peanut Butter and Carolyn were kind of the ones that championed that the most, I think.
This episode, yeah.
And then BoJack kind of stumbled his way into it a little bit. Like he kind of did the whole romance thing where he rushes off really quickly to be like, there's something I forgot to tell you before you go on this big trip,
Instead of going to, which is funny because they even set it up as like a tension point a couple episodes back where it's the, did he go to Todd? No. Did he go to Wanda? No. And then he went to Charlotte, right? But now it's the, no, he did go to Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Season 3, really excited for it. We've got a lot to look forward to.
Oh boy.
And we ended things on a very high note.
Very high note.
So, all right.
Yes.
Looking forward to see how BoJack Horseman as a show handles the tone going into season 3, given that this is a better position than where it was at the beginning of season 2. But it is still structurally very similar. So
exactly.
So
right.
Yeah, this is going to be how you respond to this, BoJack.
Right. The characters are in better places, but the daily
patterns
walk
are set
still
up.
needs to go. Yeah.
Exactly. So start with the new pattern here.
Yep.
One step at a time every day, and just take the little W's, BoJack.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about animated shows in general, and also be sure to check out my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play on Twitch, and if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.